Good morning. Guys, how are you? I'm doing fantastic. Welcome into the stream. Happy Monday morning to you. The start of Thanksgiving week, so a shortened week, no doubt, for hopefully everyone here that's working. So we have a lot to get into, a lot to jump into. We have a Monday Night Football game tonight. We are going to be looking at mainline markets this morning for all money lines, spreads, and totals. Looking to find some value for the NBA, the NFL. We have a lot of NBA games going on today. So we're going to start off looking at some DFS, little prize picks, little underdog. I am back from my trip up to Flagstaff. Had a great time. We'll get into my experience at I think I can't remember the name of the casino, but it's backed by Hard Rock. We'll talk about that. So let's just kind of jump into things. We got the Sharp Money tool pulled up right here. Rocking my Odds Jam shirt. Haven't pulled this one out in a while, but would love to hear from you guys how November is treating you thus far in terms of your profit and loss. And then how was your weekend in terms of sports betting with profit and loss? Irish, what's going on, man? Angie, how are you? Okay, pulled up some. We have the main, well, at least the DFS books that I can wager on, right? So we're looking at Better, we're looking at PrizePicks, we're looking at Underdog. We are looking at Dabble and then DraftKings, these ones right here. Looking at a minus 150, plus 130 range. And we have just the NFL, NBA, and NHL selected all for today. We're looking at just player props, right? So looks like there might be something over at Better that we can cook up. Yeah, looks like there's a couple things. So over on Better, we're just going to start with there because that's where it looks like we have this opportunity to play Bazelis. Somebody wants this at like minus 140 for $1,100. And I'm going to play a 3-pick entry with no insurance, which is minus 122 per slip. I have a McCaffrey or Şengün discount. I'm going to go with McCaffrey with his rushing and receiving yards on the more side of things. And then I'll go over here to the NBA and we'll type in Bazelis. And we're looking at his over 4.5 rebounds. And then we also want to go with Cade Cunningham. Rebounds and assists. Cade Cunningham has been playing basketball like out of this world basketball. Been insane. We could go after him or we could go after Gillespie. Bookmakers got this at minus 142. So there's no sharp books that are offering this line here. There's no FanDuel, there's no Pinnacle, there's no bookmaker. So I would prefer to go after the Gillespie play on the under. And just frankly, the way that Cade Cunningham has been playing, I'm just not really interested in betting unders on him specifically. But, all right, the under 14.5 points on Gillespie. 3-pick entry, no insurance, because I am taking the McCaffrey discount. The max that I could play is $10 on the slip. But these are great slips. Better cooks up these like discounts every day. So you want to make sure you take advantage of it because it just makes hitting the slip a lot easier. Wilbo, what's going on? Strong Sunday. Good to hear that. I had a strong Sunday as well. Very kind of you, Joshua. Chi-Town up 35 units this week. It's been great. Dude, Chi-Town. I would say that's incredible. Awesome to hear that. And so just turned $25 and $125 on Onyx odds using the stash board. Appreciate you sharing that there, Angie. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, try what you can. Yeah, we've been doing a lot better. Yesterday was a small winning day on Dub Club. And I will be announcing, guys, later this week, there will be a Black Friday sale specifically just on Friday for Dub Club. And I'll announce that here either tomorrow or Wednesday. And for you guys, just so you know, in terms of like streaming schedule, nothing really changes for this week. The only thing I'll say is I will not be streaming twice on Thursday. I'll stream Thanksgiving morning. And then Friday, we'll be streaming Friday morning. I'll see about Friday evening. Most likely a stream Friday evening. And then we're streaming Saturday and Sunday. So to me, I just on the holidays, guys, I don't stream twice a day. I just stream early in the morning. So I stream Thanksgiving, Christmas. It doesn't really matter. Show goes on. The bets don't stop. Doesn't matter what day it is. McCaffrey under on his rushing attempts on pick 6. We do have a winnings boost pack over on pick 6, guys. So one for live, one for pregame. I'll have to take a look at that. What about PrizePicks? Can I cook up something on PrizePicks? Yeah. Yeah, looks like we might be able to have something on PrizePicks. All right, Barrett Hayton, over 1.5 shots on goal. Somebody wants this at minus 122 odds. If you're playing a 5 or 6 pick entry, it's great. You'll get this at minus 122 odds. Or I'm sorry, minus 119. I'm going to play this as a 3 pick, which is going to be exactly minus 122. So we're looking for Barrett Hayton. This is the NHL. He plays for Vegas. By the way, if any of you guys tailed this slip from Friday, I forgot to tweet this out. But if you guys tailed this slip, we cashed. Jalen Hurts hit the over on completions for us. So we hit the Pirtle and Curry play. We cooked this up on Friday's stream, and then we hit Jalen Hurts. So this was an underdog 3 pick. So hopefully, let me know if you tailed this one, because it's nice to hit those ones. All right, so let's go with Barrett Hayton, over 1.5 shots on goal. Cool. And then there's a play up here that I scrolled past. Vince Williams Jr. Somebody wants this at minus 130 for $800. Bookmakers got this at minus 140, minus 130. This looks to be a nice little discount that we're getting here on Vince Williams compared to some other books. Taking his under 6.5 assists. Where are you? There it is. Cool. All right, there's 2. And then for our 3rd pick, Kobe White. Let's look at this. Yeah, somebody wants this at minus 130. Bookmakers at minus 150. FanDuel's minus 138. The under 3.5 3-pointers. Did they bump this? Looks like they might have bumped this play. I don't see it. On his 3-pointers, it's just 2.5, 4.5, and 5.5. So I can't grab that one. So we'll have to move on to maybe Mitchell Robinson. Over rebounds, it's good to bookmaker. It's not great to FanDuel, but again, it's a little too early for me to really be fully putting all my faith in FanDuel's odds. I'm okay with this. The over 7.5 rebounds for Mitchell Robinson. This is a 3-pick entry, guys. No insurance. All right, perfect. I'll share this link with you guys here. And so we got a better slip cooked up. We have a PrizePicks slip cooked up. There we go. There we go. All right. So there is those 3. All right, let's take a look at underdog. Let me take this and pull this off. Let's go to books. Okay, looking at Dabble, underdog, and then DraftKings pick 6. Okay, so for my Dabble users, if you can grab this Kobe White play, snag it. It's great. You could do Karl Anthony Towns over 11.5 rebounds. And then you could grab the Barrett Hayton play as well. Or the Vince Williams Jr. play. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is over on underdog, I definitely want to see if they have Kobe White out here. Because it's a play I really would like to grab. Yeah, they do. Perfect. All right, then we're looking for, I could grab Barrett Hayton again. Or Vince Williams Jr. Let me look at this Miles Turner play. Yeah, I'll get down with Miles Turner. It's fine with me. We're fading some guys on their 3s. So Turner under 2.5 threes. What else do we have? DiVincenzo on points. We're looking to take his over 12.5. Okay, this is going to be, again, a 3-pick entry. No insurance. Share this link with you guys. What's going on, Ken? Good morning to you. All right, so there's an underdog 3-pick slip. based off the sharp money tool. Again, you can feel free for you guys that are on Underdog. If you want to go back to the well, add Vince Williams, add Barrett Hayton, you could do that. For my Dabble folks, I would go with White, Towns, and Hayton, or really all four of these plays, or Vince Williams Jr. All four of these are totally cool with me for my Dabble users. For pick six, obviously it has to be by sport, and there's going to be maybe some NBA value here. Nick Claxton. Okay, somebody wants it at minus 124 odds. We can get it at minus 122. Obviously, you can get the DiVincenzo play. Benedict Mathurin. You could do DeAndre Hunter over on Dabble, too. His under 2.5 assists. So a lot of value out there for Dabble. And you can also add Benedict Mathurin if you wanted to. Yeah, it's minus 140 on both of these. So I like this one just a little bit more. Let me go over to the NBA here. So we're looking at the over 5.5 rebounds on Mathurin. And then Nick Claxton under on his, like we said, this one's okay. It's not fantastic, but it's all right. What else do we have? Michael Porter Jr. under on his PRA. No, it's fine. And then Şengün, yeah, not really. So we'll go with Claxton. I don't like this play right here too much when it comes to Şengün. Not because of it just hitting the over, but just based on the sports books and who has the prices set up thus far. So we're looking at Claxton under 8.5 boards. We got Mathurin over 8.5 rebounds. We could grab DiVincenzo. We could grab Vince Williams again. If I had to pick between one or two, which one would I prefer? Probably Vince Williams. Okay. Great. So we got kind of going around the horn a little bit. Love seeing that. So where's the... Did they bump it? Yeah, they already bumped it. They already bumped this for Vince Williams on pick 6. What a surprise. All right, we'll grab this. All right, so we're going to add the DiVincenzo play again. So again, if you guys don't want to have the DiVincenzo play, we can look for another one over there. But there is the pick 6 entry. And okay. Let's go over. Let me pull up the Fantasy Optimizer here tool, guys, just for any of you guys that weren't looking for something a little different for pick 6. 3-man's cool. So we talked about you could do Kobe White under PRA. That's not bad. Not bad at all. It's off to FanDuel. FanDuel has this at 30.5. You can get it at 31, so a little bit higher. Same here with Derek Queen. Same here with Thompson. And then DeAndre Hunter over on his points. You could grab that as well. A couple different slips, honestly, that we could go with. So I'm going to grab this one here. This is going to be, we're going to make one more pick 6 play because there's a few here that I actually really like. And then let's go with... All right, I like this one a lot. So I'm going to go with DeAndre Hunter, Derek Queen, and Vooch. We're going to grab all of these. All right, so this is a different 3-man slip, guys. I went with Derek Queen's under, Hunter's over, Vooch's over. This is a different pick 6. Yeah, a lot of people, Chi-Town, as we talked about in last week's streams, a lot of people got their kind of like, it was the chopping block for a lot of users on Dabble. But for any of my Dabble users, just to show a little love, a little bit more, I know we gave out a couple plays, but for here, I would say definitely grab Mikal Bridges over on his points. Don't really care about this Reed Shepherd play too much. Mikal Bridges over, Jeremiah Fears under. I like those two plays a lot. And then Scotty Barnes over on assists. If you want to grab Peyton Watson, that's fine. But really, the Fears, so Bridges, Fears, Barnes, and Watson. All 4 of these plays. If you want to put this in a 3-man slip, take 3 of those 4, and I'm cool with all of them. Baby, do we? Oh, we got a pick 6 employee in here? Oh, man. It's tough out in the streets right now. I appreciate you letting me know about that. Okay, so let's take a look at arbitrage. And on these morning streams, guys, I got to switch back to Arizona. This is from a coaching call from last night. Okay, forgot about that. All right, so let's just clear it all out. Let's go here. And normally, guys, we like to go after mainline markets early in the morning. So we're going to be looking for college football and NFL weekend plays. We'll be looking for the NBA, NHL, and college basketball for today, main markets. This is how you can beat the books at main market plays. This is how you can kind of find your money lines, your spreads, your totals. This is the way that you can do it. All right, I like that. I don't really think there's much else other than my ROI. Where's my ROI here? I just want to cap this at 10%. What do we have? So early in the morning, okay, early in the morning. If you are someone that's early in the morning and you don't want to maybe go after player props, okay, one recommendation would be just go after main markets, okay? Main markets, you will be able to wager more money down on main markets than player props. Also, there's not too many people wagering on player props this early in the morning. Now, this top play on our board, forget about the sports books for a second, guys, even if you don't have accounts with them. Michigan, San Diego State, like this game doesn't start till 10:30 Eastern. So it's, probably not the most ideal play that you want to go after in terms of this. Remember, guys, today, especially during the holidays with college basketball, like we have college basketball games starting in less than 2 hours. So college basketball, this is that beautiful time of the year where college basketball goes on like all day long. They're all playing in these different holiday tournaments and whatnot. So we have a bunch of college basketball that's starting. We have two games that start in like less than 2 hours. But we have college basketball on all day today. It's all day. So, when you're looking at VMI Buffalo, like, all right, this is at 12:30. So just pay attention to the times, right? Because you can find some different opportunities to day trade the books to make some money. Or, there's no easier sport to live arbitrage than college basketball. It's the easiest because there's not many options for you to place a wager on, especially like a VMI Buffalo game or Elon and Appalachian State. So the beautiful thing with live arbitrage betting with college basketball, you're really only going after moneyline spreads and totals. That's it. And so there's not as many options for you to bet on compared to the NBA. The NBA's menu is like this big, where college basketball's menu is about this big, which is perfect. Less options is a little bit easier for you. It should be a little bit easier. Not saying it's going to be super easy, but a little bit easier for you as a bettor. So what you can do here is you can come over to the live arbitrage tool when these games are going on later today, or maybe later in the week when you have some time off, and you can try to just focus on maybe just live arbing point spreads or just live arbing total points, right? And just focus on that, and you'll find a little bit more success because the menu is condensed and it's a little easier for you. So pretty simple though, guys. The only thing that I would mention on these plays, like this is a great play with San Diego State and Michigan because there's a hook on the end. There's a 0.5. This VMI Buffalo game, Buffalo could win this game by 5 points. If that's the case, then you just get your money refunded to you. So you want to make sure you're going after plays that have a hook, like on this Appalachian State game. Or I'd rather go after VMI Buffalo at 4.5, even though it's a lower percentage, because now you clearly have a winner and a loser. In this example up here, there could be a chance that this game ends in Buffalo wins by 5, and you get your money refunded to you. So always make sure you're going after plays that end in a hook, a 0.5, whether it's a player prop, a spread, total points. If it's a money line play, guys, obviously one team wins, one team loses. That's pretty simple, but that's really it. Just pick the sports books that you have accounts with, right? I would focus on just a couple to start. Pick like 3 or 4, right? And then log into those sports books. Focus on one sport. Maybe focus on just one market. Maybe you're just going to arb college basketball point spreads for live arbing. For pregame, again, maybe keep this in that 3 to 4 book range if you're first starting out, just to kind of get some confidence. Your first couple of arbs, you just want to place for smaller amounts of money, right? I'm talking like $5 here, $2 here. It's just about executing the trade, or maybe make sure that you can make a profit. So $10 here, maybe $5 here, and you know you're making a profit no matter what, okay? After you maybe execute 4, 5, 6 of these, this is when you want to start to scale the operation and wager more money. Now, on main market plays or alternate totals, alternate spreads like this, you can wager more money. Okay, you can wager a lot more. DraftKings might let you put down $1,000. Okay, bet $4.40 on FanDuel, you're making $35. Right? I understand that's a lot of money, but remember, a lot of people make the mistake. They think, hey, I'm just betting $10 on DraftKings. Like, I won't get limited. And like, no, you will get limited, because in order for an arbitrage play to be possible, or an opportunity to exist that's profitable, one of, if not both sports books need to be off on their pricing. And so when these books start to see that you're really picking them off and receiving a great price, even if you're only betting $5 or $10, you will get limited, because you're showing the sports book you know what you're doing. You know that you're getting a really good price on the sports book. They don't like that, so they're just going to limit you. So after your first couple of trades for $5, $5, $10 for your first 4 or 5 bets, start to up that dollar amount, because you will get limited at some point, and you want to make sure you're making good money off these books before those limits do come. That's just how the game goes with arbitrage betting. If you want to switch over to live arbitrage betting, this is the time of the year because of college basketball, and just have patience. You're not going to be able to capture all the plays on the screen. Focus on capturing one play and then moving on to the next. All right, let's take a look at the positive EV tool. What do we got? So for right now, guys, I kind of teed this up. So we're going after plays that are minus 150 to plus 130. By the way, if you find any insight, any of this information helpful to you, please smash that subscribe button. Click the thumbs up button. Share this video with a friend that you know that likes to bet, that likes to make money sports betting, because this is how you profit from the sports books. Data-driven sports betting is the path. So we're looking at Pinnacle, worst case, college football, NFL, college basketball, NBA, and then the NHL. Markets, main markets, just for today. I'll probably let's set this up so we can look for some NFL plays. Let's check this out. Okay. So, these are probably not real on Onyx, to be fair to Onyx. Onyx is typically stale. Yeah, if they're copying DraftKings. So what I'm just going to do at the moment is I'm just going to not select Onyx. We can kind of get off that. Okay, ProfitX. These are all college basketball totals. Now, it's a little different. Everything I just said about getting limited and, having to worry about what time of day you're placing bets, you don't have to worry about that on ProfitX. You can wager $23.77. You can wager for games on 8:30 at night tonight. You'll never get limited on ProfitX because it's an exchange. So on Denver, Arizona, again, I normally like to use Bookmaker, but for right now, I'm just using Pinnacle. And Pinnacle's taking $1,500. Now, Bookmaker's a little bit further off on this over. They don't like it as much, but it's still 14 cents off. But this might be a play that you want to go after and grab when it comes to betting this play on this over. There's a decent amount of liquidity, $640. When you're looking at some of these other plays, guys, like Ohio, George Mason, there's only $175. So don't be afraid on these exchanges. There's not a professional sports bettor that's trying to reel in and make a bunch of money off you for $175. If it's in the thousands, then we have to worry a little bit. But here, I would not worry too much. Loyola, Marymount, and Florida Atlantic. And guys, if you are a platinum member with OddsJam, if you're looking for college hoops, I would use a little combo of Bookmaker and Pinnacle in terms of what's going on over there, in terms of their college basketball, college football, for their spreads, their money lines, and their totals. That's what I would take a look at. Creighton Baylor for $31. I grabbed this over on ProfitX. A lot of ProfitX plays right now, which is nice to see. Okay. Scroll down just a touch to see if we can get any rec books. Hey, first half money line Houston. This is for college football. Now, I'm limited on FanDuel, guys, so I'm going to probably just go bet this right now because I don't really care. And this is an ARB to Pinnacle. Cross market, guys. This is always a great sign. This is for this Saturday. So because I'm limited on FanDuel, like once you're limited on a sportsbook, guys, don't worry about, your wager size. Don't even worry about betting with loose change on the end. You could do all of that. Once you're limited, it's kind of like you're caught, right? Like who cares what happens now because you already kind of got caught. So just bet this play. So I'm going over to FanDuel right now, and we're going to grab this Houston money line play. And I'm going to bet it for as much money as they'll let me bet it for. So Houston and Baylor. Over here, guys, you could use the one-click bet feature, or you could just come over here to first half winner. That's what we're looking for right here. And OddsJam's telling me to wager $10. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to bet way more than $10. I don't. Maybe something in my settings. What's the max wager? $113 for me. So that's what I'm going to bet. All right, $113. We're in. Houston, first half, money line. College football, just so everyone knows. So we're at the time of the year where Houston's playing basketball and they're playing football. This is for football. So on Saturday, this is an ARB to Pinnacle. Cross market, guys. You can bet you can bet the over, you could bet the other side, and, plus odds number is bigger than the minus odds number. You could day trade FanDuel and Pinnacle right now and make a very small profit. It's always an excellent indicator. I need to check out why I'm getting a bunch of $15 recommendations. By the way, I forgot that I'm still not on Pennsylvania. I'm on Arizona. My apologies. Why? Let me go over to my profile settings here, guys, and just let me take a look at this. Yeah, so I must have been messing around last night during my coaching call with my bankroll. So I got to get this back up to an actual decent number. There we go. Let's refresh the page. What the heck is going on? So if you guys want to change your bankroll number, just come over to profile and you would go to bankroll settings. Yeah, here we go. So there we go. Bet sizes are updated now. Good to know. All right, our settings still the same? Yeah, everything's still the same. Perfect. Okay, college hoops. And we will be back on tonight, guys, at 6 p.m. Eastern. So going through all the player props, all the promos from FanDuel and DraftKings for the Monday Night Football game. We'll be going through all that stuff. Chi-Town, there you go. Hit back-to-back 6Xs for $300 on Bleacher Nation. Hard-ass book, no optimizer have them, and they have limited props. So, yeah, you were talking about that, Chi. Good to hear, man. Good to hear that. So my experience, guys, this weekend over at Hard Rock. So I have went to a number of different sports books and their kiosks. You go to the brick-and-mortar casinos and, looking to place some bets. I was super excited because Hard Rock is one of, if not the easiest sports books out there to make money on. Western Michigan, -5.5. And so here's what would happen. I would go over and I would pull up a play on my phone, and I would look at the play on OddsJam's plus EV tool, and I was like, yo, let's go over to the kiosk and let's bet -5.5 on Western Michigan at -120. And I would go over the kiosks and I would pull up the play and it would say like -140. I was like, what? So every single play at that Hard Rock Casino in Flagstaff, the amount of extra juice or VIG that they baked into their odds, there was literally not a single play that you could honestly play. I just looked at I just stopped and I turned around from the kiosk and I looked at everybody in the casino. I was like, these dudes that are betting sports here don't have a chance. Don't have a chance unless you're an originator. So I was looking at betting the Rams last night -5 at the kiosks on Saturday. -5, it was -135 odds. I went to the kiosk, it was -170. Sean Tucker under 49.5 rushing yards. I don't know if he hit it or he didn't. It was +115 odds on OddsJam's app. I went to the kiosk, it was -115. Every single play that I saw on OddsJam's EV tool for Hard Rock for different sports, whatever the price was, it was 30 cents or worse at the actual kiosk. This was the first kiosk that I've ever been to that I could not make a single bet. I've been to Pittsburgh Bet Rivers. You can play bets there. I've been to the local, where I'm from, the FanDuel Live Casino, FanDuel Sportsbook. You can place bets there. In a town called Washington in southwestern Pennsylvania, there's a Hollywood casino with ESPN Bet. Their menu was very limited, but I could actually still place some bets there from time to time. This was the first brick and mortar that I could not place a single bet because the price was so bad. It was so bad. Insane. Yeah, appreciate that, Wilbo. For some reason, my bankroll settings, I was going through some different settings with a person last night on a call, and I must have been messing around with the bankroll settings. But let's take a look at this over really quick on Jacksonville State and Arkansas. Over 151.5. So remember, guys, we're looking at college basketball. We're looking at prices. So just needless to say, the overall experience at that casino was quite poor. Also, the service there sucked. Just getting food, it wasn't the best. So I'm never going back to the Flagstaff Casino ever again. So first and last time. Jacksonville State and Arkansas State. I'm just curious to see what Bookmaker has. This is a college hoops game today. Over 151.5. Where is Bookmaker? All right, Bookmaker's at 152.5 at minus 130. Good to hear. Good to see. Okay, so this is a very good play on Ballybet, Bet Rivers. Again, this game's not until 6 o'clock tonight. Any Canby Sportsbook. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. Again, the plus odds number on the under is higher than the minus odds number on the over. You can day trade Pinnacle and Bet Rivers and make really good money. You could also hit this up on, if you was looking to ARB this, you could do this on Bovada. It's a little bit better of an ARB, though. It's not going to make you a ton of money. It's still a very good play, though. Okay, I like that. So that's Jacksonville State, Arkansas State, over 151.5, minus 108. We talked about the Houston play. A lot of college basketball. Lots. Let me kind of condense this a little bit more. Let's go sport by sport so I want to look first to see if we got any NFL. See what we have, because there's going to be a lot of college hoops today, so that's going to kind of dominate. NFL. Today on ESPN Bet, 49ers minus 9.5, plus 130 odds. Pinnacle's taking $60,000 on this market. Looks fairly good. It's an alternate spread. Ooh, ESPN Bet moved. I don't like seeing that. By the way, RIP ESPN Bet. You have 1 week ESPN Bet, and then you guys are dissolved. So for those of you, I'm sure you'll have some grace time, guys, but make sure if you are in America, get your money out of ESPN Bet by the end of the month, because they will be moving over to the Score. They might. I would highly doubt that they would transition your account and all your funds from ESPN Bet over to the Score. You're probably going to have to do that on your own. 49ers, you had the same issue on the Hard Rock website, 20 cents in their favor. Yeah, so it was, when I was a year ago, I remember no, that wasn't a year ago. It was this past March. I was still living in Pennsylvania. I went to the ESPN Bet. I was very upset. Well, I wasn't upset. Normally at kiosk, guys, your menu is limited. You can't bet on like a million player props like you can on the phone. And so ESPN Bet had a limited menu, but there were some plays. I had to scratch and claw, but I found a couple over there. Hard Rock couldn't find a single thing. And over at Bet Rivers in Pittsburgh, I was able to find a lot of plays. I was able to make a lot of slips, a lot of tickets at Bet Rivers. Not the case. Not the case there. You can get 49ers at minus 8.5, guys, if you prefer. 8.5, 9.5, minus 8 as well. Okay, good to know. It's a little bit less EV, but a little bit better of a price. Raiders plus 10. This is a very low edge play, but still, it's the NFL spreads. I don't know though. They just fired Chip Kelly after the game. I don't know if you watched the Raiders play football. It's pretty tough. Shout out to Shador. He cashed the Browns plus 3.5 for me yesterday. That was nice. Okay. Yeah, DraftKings Onyx, but that's a lower edge play. A ton of obviously opportunities here with Hard Rock. Chiefs Cowboys for Thanksgiving. Anyone else offering any price close to this? No, this is just a Hard Rock only play. FanDuel's 7 cents off. Bengals Ravens under 50.5. Okay. Pinnacle's taking $3,000 on this market right now. But outside of that, if any of you guys get the chance, I would highly recommend going to Flagstaff. Really awesome town. Hit up probably about 4 or 5 different bars. Really good food, good spot. I'm definitely going back there. It was much cooler up there. You could see snow on the mountains. It was awesome. Only being about 2.5 hours away from Scottsdale, it's a completely different world up there. Would definitely advise to check it out. Really, really good time. Let's see. Yeah, not really. There's not as much for the NFL at the moment. And obviously, guys, it's Monday morning, so it'll pop open. Let's take a look at some hockey, see if there's any mainline hockey for today. Not really. When the top plays a half percentage, guys, we're really scraping. I'm not going after this wings play. This is like barely positive EV. If you want to play a low holds play, you can play the flat line, the over, but I'm not going to go after that. Obviously, some poly market, but nothing really to mention. It's kind of typical with hockey. Let's look at the NBA main lines. Anyone else other than Circa offering anything close to this? Not really. Not really. BD, appreciate you letting me know about that. So you just mentioned ESPN Bet account credentials will carry over to the score. Lily, yeah, you're correct. We do need to take a look at the sharp money. One thing here. Oh, Heat -8. Heat -8 on this is Bally Bets, 1 cent off on Bet Rivers, guys. So you could take this on Bet Rivers as well. Almost a low hold. They don't let me bet anything anymore on Bally Bet in terms of even pregame NBA. We'll try. I shouldn't say that. It might be like $30, but they used to let me bet like close to 100 for like mainline NBA spreads. So Heat -8 at -114. Let's see. This is the main line right here. $13.09. Hot diggity dog. That's when you know it's tough out in the streets, guys. So this is the main spread for this NBA game. Granted, it's early, but still, check out one of my streams like 2 weeks ago. I was able to bet like $75 to $120 on these plays. Not anymore. So, yeah, Bally Bet, almost dead. Not quite, but almost dead. Okay. Let's take a look at the sharp money tool for some mainline markets for sure. Let's tee up everything. Select it all. Let's select all the books. I don't know why it keeps saying it. It keeps thinking I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm not in Pennsylvania anymore. All right. And let's go select all. And we're looking for some mainline market plays. And let's look for the next. Let's do a custom date range again. Let's take it out here. And what do we have? Okay. Top play. This is on Poly Market at Bulls -5.5. Somebody wants this at even money. To be fair, this would be just a plus EV play. Okay. On Poly Market. So, yeah, I probably would ignore this. Can't really get this at a good price anywhere. But Western Michigan on Bally Bet, you can. This is for Tuesday. So, this is for tomorrow. Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan football, college football. Western Michigan -6.5 at $1,600. Somebody wants this at -112 odds. You can get this at -109 on Bally Bet. Also, you can get this at Hard Rock. You can get this at Bet Rivers. This looks to be a solid play for Western Michigan. It's a good number to be on, the -6.5 side. So definitely would grab that at a Canby Sportsbook or Hard Rock. Is there anywhere else we could really go? -115. Yeah, this is okay, guys, at -115. It's fine. MGM, Betmania. I'm probably going to go bet this at Betmania right now, which is an offshore sports book. I wouldn't grab this at FanDuel. A little too expensive, but I'm okay with -115. If you want to do FanDuel, it's like it's okay. But again, if you want to go a few cents off to what the actual bettor wants this as, guys, normally I go 5 to 7 cents. So it would fall in that range with FanDuel, but it's on the outskirts. Salt's on the Bulls -4.5. Good to hear that, Irish. Yeah. I saw that he took the Trailblazers last night on the money line. So I'm on that one as well with him. Thoughts on the Steeler game, Joshua? I actually do have a few thoughts, if anyone's willing to indulge me. Congrats to the Bears. Bears beat the Steelers. It was a winnable game. It was a very winnable game. And Mason played average. He cost 2 turnovers. Granted, the first play of the game, the interception made by the cornerback was an unreal pick. Made an unreal play on the ball. The fumble, you can't fumble the ball there. You just can't turn the ball over like that. We're like across the 40-yard line. We're about to be in field goal range. You can't. So the defense spots you a touchdown. Shout out TJ Watt. Unreal play there. And then, at the end of the game, and then the second half, the third quarter, they're very flat. And just one thing was like he was just throwing everything. It's complete Mason. It's how he's played his whole career. It's like less than 7 yards a pass. Everything's just dink and dunk. He threw a couple deep shots. He never hit. And then the last thing that I'll say that drove me absolutely bonkers is on the drive. He starts off the drive. We're down 3, 50 seconds left. He starts the drive off well. And then I don't want to curse, the throw on third down, the second to last play of the game, the 2 or 3 yard slant that he threw to, I think it was DK Metcalf. It was in the middle of the field. We have no timeouts. There's 30, 35 seconds left. You can't throw that ball. It was third and, I think it was 3rd and 15 or 3rd and 10. It didn't matter though. He couldn't, the pass was a 3 yard pass, a slant in the middle of the field. He gets tackled in bounds. We have no timeouts. It's 4th down. It was an absolute catastrophe. He just played, as I would quote Big Cat from Barstool, it was chicken shit football. He played scared. It looked like he was just too conservative. He could have went out and tried to win the game. And on those last couple of plays, he just didn't really do so. Obviously, the defense didn't play great, but they did spot us 7 points, so I can kind of excuse it a little bit there. But to be fair, the defense at the end of the game clamped down when they needed to give us a chance to tie it up or at least take the lead. And Mason he's a backup quarterback. So the Steelers are who they thought they are. They're at best a 9-8 football team, no doubt about that. So it'll be another 9-8 year. They'll lose in the wild card by 17 points, and it'll be the same as it was before. But those are my thoughts. Around the league, though, it was a very entertaining game. Oh, wait a minute. This is here. We're looking at what? Western Michigan, -6.5. I can only wager to make $100. I will get off this screen, guys. I promise you. So around the league, I caught some of the Chiefs game. I was at a sports bar up in Flagstaff. Shout out to Dirty Birdies. Good spot to go watch a game up in Flagstaff. And I kind of missed the Chiefs game. It was on one of the other screens. I kind of saw it, but I missed the overtime because as soon as the Steeler game ended, I left. And so caught that game. Caught a little bit of it, but that was pretty insane. And then what else was there? What else do we have here? I'm trying to think of any of the other really close. Oh, unfortunately I missed the entire Cowboys-Eagles game. What a game there. I watched all the highlights though. Insane game by the Cowboys. Shout out to the Jets for making it interesting for at least the first half. I thought the Jets, they hung around pretty well. And the Ravens really didn't impress me much. But yeah, that Cowboys game was insane. To be down 21-0 and then just fight back and win. It was crazy. Trent, it's not the Steelers' way, but and I don't know. It's a hot topic in Pittsburgh. A lot of Pittsburghers are tired of seeing the same thing from Tomlin. There wasn't really too many decisions in the game yesterday from Tomlin that I was upset with. The only one that I kind of questioned was he decided to punt the ball with 2 minutes and 1 second left in the game, but we had all 3 timeouts, and I thought maybe we would go for it. And then he, obviously though, that, he trusted in the defense, and the defense did its job. The defense forced a 3 and out, and we got the ball back. And then I was very pleased to see Tomlin on the tush push, the fake handoff that Kenny Gainwell took and almost took it to the house. I was happy that he went for it on that play. The first tush push earlier in the game was an absolute joke, the way they ran it. Connor Hayward, I don't know, dude, like you're in for like 3 plays a game. Like, it was a joke, the first tush push. I don't necessarily want him to be fired, but I can understand people want him to be fired. I can get that. I think he's a very good coach, and if we were to fire him, another franchise would grab him in like 2 minutes. Like, as soon as like it came across that he got fired, I would expect to see like 5 minutes later Mike Tomlin hired by this team. So, I'm still happy with Tomlin, because it's kind of like the backup quarterback thing. I got a lot of buddies back home that are like, dude, like, we should have never signed Aaron Rodgers. We should have had Mason Rudolph the whole time. And I'm like, all right, like, everyone loves the backup quarterback until the backup quarterback plays. So it's not always roses. So I'm still fine with Tomlin. He's, it's fine. It's just that at some point, this team has to like lose for us to get a top draft pick and then get a quarterback. Sorry, guys, if the stream's lagging a little bit. I'm just getting into my own therapy about the Steelers. But we got a big game against Buffalo next week, and I'm expecting us to lose, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Chiefs, yeah, this isn't enough money here for this Chiefs-Cowboys game on this under. Interesting. Okay. So right here, guys, for the sharp money tool, there's just not enough money based off the sharp money strategy to go after this. But there could be, like, the odds could be decent. So minus 105 here. You can see this is minus 121 on Bookmaker, minus 115 on Pinnacle. I'm interested in this. College basketball, Bethune-Cookman versus Jacksonville. Pinnacle's taking $1,500. I would imagine the Bookmaker's taking a little bit more. I don't mind betting this over here on FanDuel or ESPN Bet. I'm cool with that. So let me come over here to Bethune-Cookman. If you just type in Bethune, guys, or Beth in your search bar on FanDuel, it'll pull up for you. We're looking at the under 144.5. So here we go. I just like the price. I'm not necessarily have confidence. I probably can only bet $105. Oh no, I can bet $250. It's actually really nice. All right, let's go in for a 150 spot. All right, we're in on this Bethune-Cookman under against Jacksonville. It's a good price to Bookmaker, and it's a low. Well, it's not quite. Where's it at here? The under, yeah. I'm in on this one. I definitely like this. So 150. Again, Bet Tracker's free at OddsJam, guys. Take a look. You can hit this up on ESPN Bet if you want. There we go. What else we got? We'll look through a little bit more. Let's go through. Nothing much on the sharp money tool. Let's go and just remove all the odds to see if there's anything like really crazy going on here. What's the highest liquidity? Pacers money line. This is plus 400 odds on Ballybet. Yeah, I mean, it's an ARB. Well, it's not an ARB to Pinnacle. I'm sorry. It's decent, though. This isn't bad. If you guys want a little sprinkle, long shot, Pacers money line tonight against the Pistons. Somebody wants $7,100 at plus 389 odds. Which obviously they could bet it over at FanDuel plus 385, so it's not that big of a deal, but definitely not that big in terms of not that off of a price. But yeah, Pacers money line. Niners, Panthers, under 55.5. You can bet this on Fanatics. This is juicy, minus 200 odds. Okay. Donovan Mitchell for a player prop. This is a lot of money down. Now, this is spread out with Donovan Mitchell. So I don't normally like this type of liquidity. Which I mean by that is like there's 800 here, there's 300 here, there's 700 here. I normally like to see one massive lump sum of liquidity all at once. But the over 39.5 PRA against the Raptors tonight on DraftKings. You could do this at Hard Rock. Yeah, there's really no other sportsbook that I'd be willing to go and reach out, but like other than Hard Rock and DraftKings or Sports Zeno. but this Donovan Mitchell play, Pinnacle's only taking $250 right now. This is a lot more than $250. It's a nice multiplier. So I like that. Levine on DraftKings pick 6. Okay. Interesting. Brian Robinson Jr. to score a touchdown. Somebody wants this at plus 558 odds, but someone for 1,500 wants this at plus 500. You can get this again on any NCAAB sportsbook. This is a plus EV play. It's plus 409 on Pinnacle. We can get this at plus 510. I'll go back over to Ballybet to see. This is anytime TD Brian Robinson. Again, long shot, guys, but crazier things have happened. Vin, why did AZ get banned? Yeah, because AZ is getting rid of any of the sweepstakes sports books. Or the ones that they know about right now. So in states where sports betting is legal, like Arizona, I don't know the reasoning behind it, but it seems like they just want to keep their recreational license books happy, and they just want to get rid of any of the sweepstakes sports books. So it's a state-by-state cases, but yeah, that was basically as soon as I moved back here in April, May, is when ProfitX and Novig, they got shown the door. Fliff, see you later, Rebet. We can still use Bracco out here, and we can use Sport Trade. Sport Trade's actually licensed here in Arizona as an exchange. And then 4CX. We can use 4CX still. So I'm just going over here. I want to see how much money I can wager on Brian Robinson Jr. I don't really know how much they'll let me get down. Let's go. Offensive player props. Let's find out. I'll try to bet as much as I can on this play. I got like 300 in the account. $2.25. All right, I won't blow this up for $2.25 because I want you guys to be able to get this play if you want for Brian Robinson. But that stinks. Can't bet $2 on there. Okay. All right. That's what we have going on. Oh, Norman Powell. This is a decent amount of money for an NBA player prop. The over 21.5 points and assists for Powell. He can obviously get this on his own without any assist. He can just score 22 points easily, guys. This is, though somebody wants this at minus 125 odds, you can bet this at DraftKings, Hard Rock, Fanatics, ESPN Bet. If you want to put this on a DFS slip, you could do so. This looks decent. Obviously, no sharp books have dropped their lines yet. No FanDuel or Pinnacle or anything like that. That's a lot of money, though. It's a decent amount of money for a player prop. Basketball today, Kansas, Notre Dame. Irish, you have any insights on the Irish basketball team? I don't know how closely you follow Notre Dame basketball or if you're just a football fan. This is on Low Vig, which is a sharp book. Can't get this anywhere else. And then for hockey, Zibanejad. Under 2.5 shots on goal. He plays for the Rangers. Somebody wants this at minus 107 odds for 1,700. We can get this at minus 104 on Ballybet. Can I get this anywhere else? Yeah, this is kind of on the very outstretch for me to bet this on Props Builder or Bet 105. You can get this at minus 110 on DraftKings, but it's a very good price on, again, any NCAAB book. And unfortunately, Bet 105 is not exactly copying Pinnacle's odds, but I still don't mind this. It's a lot of money for that. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Sounds like you'll be a lot like Pitt basketball. Just kind of ho-hum. Nothing really too special. Good to know. Yeah, John. So, the sweepstakes sports books, I could see this happening potentially a bit more with states that already have legalized sports betting. And I know California, I think don't quote me on this one. I think it's like somewhere in like the beginning of 2026. Like basically California is kicking out like all the fun, all betting. It seems like most of all betting. But in states like Texas, where there isn't legalized sports betting, that's where, your ProfitX and NoVigs will still be able to thrive. Now, like in Pennsylvania, it hasn't happened yet. Like when I go back home, I can still use ProfitX and no vig, still bet on DraftKings and FanDuel. So it's just, unfortunately, it's a state-by-state cases, and it was one of the first ones to go here in Arizona. All right, guys, that's where we're going to be kind of wrapping up the stream for right now. Don't forget, there's a lot of college basketball that's going to be starting in there's 2 games starting in like an hour, and there's going to be college basketball on all day today. So if I was to live arbitrage college basketball, here's what I would do. I come over to the live tool, and I would just pick your sports books. Figure out 2 or 3 sports books, okay? I can tell you right now that Caesars is a pretty good book that you want to target for college basketball. Might not have access to it, but pick your 3 to 4 sports books. In-game status, maybe go to stoppage, right? Start with stoppage, see what that's like. Who cares about the odds range? And because this is live betting, it's a little bit different here. Live arbing, say you want 3%, let's go maybe 4%. Anything that's 4% and higher, okay? And then you're just going to come over here, click on college hoops, and then for markets, let's just say I'm going to do total points, okay? That's it. Or maybe just point spread, either one. Start with this. Click Save Filter, come over here, NCAAB, total points live arb, click Save. Now I'm ready to roll. Figure out your dollar size up here, right? This is $100, so one of your arbs will be $100. One other one will be $70. Try to keep this number easy to kind of figure out whether that's $20 or $50 or $100, right? And then that's it. Hit the play button. Log into those 4 sports books. Look at the total points market and go from there. Honestly, you'll probably be able to add point spreads because you have to go on both sides. One other tip, guys, that I'll give you, I'm sure most of you know this, but maybe don't go after Bet Rivers. Bet Rivers and Ballybet, it's really annoying on their sites to have to go over to the game tab. So maybe I'd go with like a BetMGM. That would be my next pick. Bet Rivers is very annoying. Ballybet, Desert Diamond, Bet Parks, they're all the same. Sugar House in Pennsylvania, where you have to go to the game tab, then you have to like use the slide bar. There isn't really like a one-click feature that pulls the play up. So go after these 4 books. Fanatics is fine to attack. ESPN Bet, no problems there. And you'll have some fun. Trust me, you'll have a good time betting college basketball in stoppage mode. You'll see some opportunities pop up. You'll be able to lock in some live arbs. This should provide you a little bit more confidence for live arbing. And we're so early in the college basketball season. We have from now until March, guys. So you got a lot of time to practice, get this down, and add this as part of your repertoire. Dijon, how much liquidity do I prefer on player props? I mean, the liquidity is always going to be low on player props. So we want multipliers of Pinnacle. I made a video 2 weeks ago on OddsJam talking on the OddsJam YouTube channel talking about this. So, Pinnacle is going to be, you're going to come on to the 6 p.m. stream. You're going to see that Pinnacle's taking $250. We want 5x multipliers, if not more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the Zabinajad play that we just looked at, Pinnacle's taking $250. Somebody put up $1,700. So that's more than a 5x multiplier, right? 250 times 5, it's more than that. So anything that's beyond a 5x multiplier, go bet it. Hope that helps. All right, guys. Catch you guys a little bit later at 6 p.m. Eastern. Have an awesome morning. Hopefully you can power through work and your boss isn't a pain in the ass. And talk to you guys later today. Take care.